Number 2, that's going to be a big psychological advantage considering that itong Mobiline has lost 2 of its last 3 games.
I talked with Perry Ronquillo about that. Sabi niya, alam mo, pagdating sa dulon to, hindi ko na iniisip kung ilan ang panalo ko. Sana nga, 7 sunod-sunod. Yan po ang starting lineups ng magkabilang koponan for game number 2. And the stage is set. By Mobiline, si Tony Boy Espinosa starting out para kay Coach Eric Altamirano.
Partner, we haven't seen Patrick Fran in action in a long time. In fact, he's missed the last 6 games. Yung kanyang kaliwang kamay still in a plaster cast. At for Formula Shell naman, they will be missing the services of June Marsan, who sprained his ankle in the playoff game against San Miguel.
Silas Mills, as usual, having a difficult time. Ang tapik napunta kay Tony Boy. This guy burned Pure Foods with 19 points noong kanilang huling laro, noong playoff, and he was the hero of that ball game while he starts out the scoring. Ito sa game number 2. Williams. Oh!
Ang bigat nun, partner. His first attempt, a 3-pointer, and from downtown.
Well, we talked about their 3-point shooting. They shot 45% back in game number 1. 9 out of 20, and that was a big factor to start out that ball game. Espinosa inside to Gabby Cui. Bobbles, he's inside, fakes, he goes up, and he's underneath. 3 seconds ang tinawag kay Gabby Cui.
Partner, nakita natin kanina yung 3-point shot ni Donald Williams. Just to refresh the memories of our viewers, partner, in 1993, when Donald Williams played for the NCAA champion University of North Carolina Tar Heels, partner, he hit 41.7% from 3-point range. That's a phenomenal figure.
Indeed, and dito sa PBA, alam niya na this is winning time. They say it's Miller time. Wala lang si Lance Miller. It's now Williams best and Mills and McClary who has the leather at the moment. Inikot nila. Silas Mills, alam mo, isang naging effective defense na ginawa ng Shell laban kay Silas Mills. Whenever he touched the ball, yung double team came right away.
Well, totoo yan, partner. No? They know that Silas Mills is the barometer. No? And I think ang realization ni Coach Perry Ronquillo, if they happen to limit ito si Silas Mills, then they have a great chance to win. And so far, so good, no?
That's true. Alam mo, pinag-uusapan natin si Silas Mills. Sabi nga ni Perry Ronquillo, I think si John Bess, sabi niya, has been underrated pagdating sa kanyang depensa, but we have to give it to him. He played tough defense on Silas Mills back in game number 1.
Oh, partner, that's a good sign for Silas Mills. Bumira siya ng 3-point shot. And, you know, mas mahihirapan dumepensa ito si John Bess kung tumitira sa labas ito si Silas Mills. No?
Oh.
John Bess is someone with half of his brain planted near the basket area because he wants to get those defensive rebounds. Ayun, tumikada sa labas si Silas Mills.
So Silas Mills is on the board. At ang bola ngayon nasa panig ng Formula Shell. John Best, supply ang kanyang tira. Mills gets the rebound. This pass, however, narito ngayon si Donald Williams. Napatit ng bahagya, may foul na tatawagin laban kay Silas Mills. By the way, ang ating mga referees today, Tito Varela, Franco Ilagan, Efren Garferio for game number 2. Silas Mills will pick up his first personal foul.
Alam mo, partner, one big difference here that Formula Shell enjoys in terms of an advantage is the fact that meron sila isang local, no, si Chris Jackson, who's able to guard very well the import of the other side.
Oh.
Jackson, of course, has a big matchup advantage over T. McClary. And that allows Donald Williams to freelance on defense, no, because Williams doesn't have to take on an import from the opposing side. He can concentrate on shooting.
Excellent point. Well, Chris Jackson has not been a factor on offense, but he has certainly played tough defense against Eric Altamirano's team. And right now, natapik ang bola on that fast break attempt ng Mobiline. 19 seconds sa kanilang shot clock. Gabby Cui momentarily open. Pero yung pasa ni McClary, naagaw. Lead pass, John Besones. High in the sky play. Williams and John Best connecting.
Partner, hindi bumalik sa depensa si McClary, no? And I can't understand kung bakit. No, it's very early in the game for him not to want to sprint back down on defense. Now, he's arguing the call, and he's still arguing the call. Kanya, McClary should get his concentration and focus.
Formula Shell had 13 transition points back in game number 1. But that was not really the story. It was their terrific perimeter shooting that killed Mobiline. Samantala may foul na tinawag laban kay Donald Williams.
Naman, partner, maganda rin ang ginagawa ni Eric Altamirano because he realizes that Donald Williams, a 6'1 player, is now going up against a local, and he wants to exploit a mismatch. So he's getting the big man, his big local, to post up against Donald Williams, and that ball is going to the hands of Gabby Cui.
McClary, yes.
Oy,
Nice shot from T. McClary.
that's a baby jump hook.
At ang ating po score, 7-5, abante ang Mobiline ng dalawa. 8 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. Game number 2 of this best of 7 series para sa Governor's Cup Finals ng Bayan ng Superstars. And there's a foul given up by T. McClary.
O partner, kita mo yung matchup, no? It's not Silas Mills on John Best, but McClary, and it's Mills going out to the outside and trying to stop Donald Williams from launching his outside shot. Kanya, very curious yung defensive combinations na ginagawa ni Coach Eric Altamirano.
In the meantime, yung pagsaksak ni John Best na antala, Espinosa goes all the way to the basket and he has 4 points in the ball game to give Mobiline a 4-point lead.
Yan naman yung togetherness team ng Mobiline. Makita natin sa streamer, flash on our screens.
Alam mo, itong Mobiline, matagal nang iniintay ito pagpasok. Another defensive stop by Mobiline. Si McClary naman ang humarang doon sa pasang yon. Mills in the long court. Cross court to Glenn Capasio. Iba yung pagpapasimula ng Mobiline back in game 1. Formula Shell came out like a house on fire. Ito this time, itong Mobiline na nagpapakita. Capasio, sisiksik sa loob, laban sa mas maliit na Noy Castillo. Wala itira, napulot ni McClary off a tap. He goes inside, goes up, strong move by T. McClary.
And McClary using the pick set by Gabby Cui to find himself open inside. Alam mo partner, sa tingin ko ito si Eric Altamirano gumagamit ng utak. He's getting T. McClary to play defense against John because precisely they want John Best to post up. Sa tingin ko, alam ni Eric Altamirano, kaya nilang depensahan si John Best with a double team in the post. And they'd rather have him get the ball at the low post than Donald Williams shooting from the outside.
Well, they talked about game plans and breaks. 2 key elements, sabi nilang dalawang coaches, that will determine the fate of the series. Well, certainly these 2 coaches have done their homework today. A lot of adjustments early on into the first quarter.
Oo, partner. Ito nga sinasabi natin, ito si Coach Eric Altamirano is the master of the adjustment of the counter-attack. And if he's got some aces up his sleeves, he better show it dito sa game 2.
Ay, kailangan. They don't want to be down 2-0 here in the series. Tumira si Williams. That's short. Nakuha ni McClary. Lead pass. There's Silas Mills. Only one up against him. Espinosa goes to
Oh, yes! Beautiful! Layup shot coming from the assist by Silas Mills. Magandang pinakita ni Tony Boy Espinosa.
For those who appreciate quality, Outlast Battery, winner of International Award for Quality.
Welcome back mga kaibigan. Well, that last play ng Formula Shell exploded in their faces. Nagkaroon ng turnover. Laban kay Victor Pablo. He traveled in the paint. Samantala, pintis ang tira ni Silas Mills. 8 po ang abante ng Mobiline with 5.5 remaining. Actually, 5:43 to be exact dito po sa first quarter. Esplana. Inilipas ni John Best. Yes, that will count. Basket will count. PLDT long distance conversion mula kay John Best. Actually, illegal defense yata yung tinawag, pero sabay yung call na yun at saka yung tira ni John Best.
Tama yung tawag. As you saw, another 3-point shot connected by Formula Shell. Alam mo, heavily concentrated ang scoring ng Formula Shell sa mga imports nila. No? The locals have to get more involved in the socking.
Well, Formula Shell's locals have not scored so far. In the meantime, itong si Tony Boy Espinosa, ang kaisa-isang Pilipino na gumagawa ng putos. Lamang si John Best sa takbuhan. Kinaliwa pa, and this lead all of a sudden has shrunk to 3, 13-10.
Maganda ang pagkatawag ng timeout. Ito nga sinasabi natin, yung adjustment tapos readjustment. At nakikita natin ito si Perry Ronquillo has made some crucial adjustments. You take a look at the rebounding advantage flashing your screens. Espinosa, leisurely layup. Pero ito si Gabby Cui. Alam mo, partner fighter ito si Gabby Cui. At talagang lumalaban yan for rebounds and getting the offensive rebound. The putback with the reverse.
Gabby Cui played 20 minutes in game number 1. Ang kanyang average dito sa konferensyang ito, 13 minutos lamang. Samantala, si Jerry Esplana is going to be called for steps. And that'll be another turnover against Formula Shell. And right now, we'll take you over kay Ria Tanwatco in a report tungkol sa Mobiline. Ria?
Well, Noli, magandang balita dito sa Mobiline. The team is incredibly pumped up. Unang-una si Silas Mills nanalo ng Best Import Award. Pangalawa, si Patrick Fran, babalik daw sa game. He's recovered from his injury, so we should be seeing him later tonight. And lastly, nakakuha sila ng inspirasyon dahil sa poster na nakadikit doon sa locker room nila. It's a very simple poster with lots of messages of encouragement and love from their girlfriends, their wives, and their kids. Noli?
Si Ria kaya may message doon, I'm sure. Pagka naglagay si Ria doon, magkakaroon din ng inspirasyon. Thank you, Ria. Well,
Alam mo, both teams are highly motivated. Yung nabanggit nga ni Ria, no? Words of encouragement and words of inspiration from the loved ones, of course, will go a long way in a series like this. At sa tingin ko, yung Formula Shell also has a lot of those things going. At alam natin ito si Coach Perry is also an excellent motivator, just like Coach Eric.
and talking about inspiration, ang ating, siya nga pala Cuneta, ang ating chairman ng PBA, the inspiration of the PBA, and a man, truly a gentleman, a class act here in the PBA celebrating his birthday today. Si PBA Chairman Bernabe Navarro, presidente ng Latundeña Distillers. Happy birthday, sir.
Happy
From
birthday,
sa
Ber!
amin po dito ni Quinito Henson and of course ang buong vintage family.
They're calling a foul on Donald Williams. Natapik ng bola ni Silas Mills. You know, that's a great matchup with Coach Eric, Donald Williams and John Best. Why? Because Williams, if he gets hot from the outside, opens up a lot of opportunities, not only for John Best, but for the locals of Formula Shell. Many of them big men, no?
Totoo yan. Alam naman natin si Williams, talagang tirador sa labas. Samantala, hindi nagkaamoyan si Williams at saka si Chris Jackson.
Partner, it's the second time it's happened, no?
Oh.
In this game, where a couple of Formula Shell players have gone for the rebound, only to see that rebound go away from them.
Formula Shell committed only 10 turnovers back in game number 1 in this first quarter. Ang dami na nilang turnovers. Samantala, pasok na naman ang tira ng Mobiline. Inatake naman ni John Best. And he gets a quick reply.
Partner, you notice na binibilisan ng laro ang Formula Shell. No? They want a high-octane game. They want to leave the Mobiline defense behind. At palagay ko yun ang instruction ni Coach Perry Ronquillo. They want to turn this into a shootout. And that's something that Mobiline doesn't want to happen.
At yan ang nangyari nung game number 1. Samantala, wow! Nice
Ganda
shot!
naman!
Akala mo
Ang tira na yun!
pupunta ng kaliwa, biglang kumanan itong si Cumambio. John Best, watch this move. He will go to his left, then go to the right, go back to the left, then go back to the right. What a move from Silas Mills.
Mabigat yun, partner. That's a playground, a classic playground one-on-one move. Kita natin, no? Hindi talaga naka-keep in pace ito si John Best.
Oo. Sabi niya, siguro, akala mo, sa iyo na yung best player, best import award. Ito sa iyo, sabi niya. Samantala si John Best, mukhang nasaktan doon sa galaw na yun, pero sablay yung kanyang outside shot. Benji Paras turns, curls, missing that one. The tap goes to McClary. Under 3 minutes to play. Mobiline is on top by 7. Tapasio. Espinosa goes inside. Nilabas si Glenn. 13 seconds sa shot clock. Walang tiran. Depensa ng Formula Shell. Parang 40. Silas Mills still in the long courts. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Kick out play. Capasio will take a corner jumper.
Oh, yes!
And the patience.
Oh, that's a big shot.
The patience in the offense ng Mobiline being showed there.
Alam mo, partner, I thought that ball will touch the hands of Silas Mills last because he is after all the main man. Pero dyan talagang magaling si Silas Mills, no? I think he realized that Formula Shell thought he was going to take that shot. Kanya niya pinasa sa labas. Wide open naman si Capasio. There's a foul here on McClary.
At mukhang yung mga locals na Mobiline talaga naghasa. Samantala si McClary will pick up a foul. But Mobiline has come out strong off the starting blocks, erecting their biggest lead, 22-12. We'll be back here watching the PBA on VTV. Muli po isang magandang gabi sa inyo lahat mga kaibigan. Welcome sa Bayan ng Superstars. Game number 2 of the finals ng PBA Governors Cup. Yan po ang ating talaan sa kasalukuyan. First quarter, abante ang Mobiline ng 10 puntos. Ako po si Noli Yela kasama si Quinito Henson. And so far, Mobiline playing differently from game number 1, Quinito.
O partner, wala pa palit si Mobiline. Si Coach Perry, si Coach Eric, ano? Sa kanyang lineup that started this game. On the other hand, Formula Shell already has made 2 lineup changes, no? Paras is in for Victor Pablo at saka si Esplana. Pinalitan niya si Noy Castillo.
Samantala si Chris Jackson was wide open for that shot. Nagsablay pa yung kanyang tira as Silas Mills went up with him at may foul ay tinawag against Chris Jackson.
Partner, it's been a good defensive game so far being played here on Mobiline. That's been the tack that Coach Eric has done here to set the pace in the first quarter, no? Especially yung defense nila on Donald Williams, no?
Alam mo, tsaka parang nakikita na nila na merong pwesto na mahinang dumepensa si Chris Jackson. Pag nauunahan ni McClary dun sa ilalim, hindi niya na maitulak ito si Di McClary. That time, there was a lead pass inside and McClary with an easy 2 points. Oh, a nice move mula kay Jerry Esplana. And Michelle, alam mo, meron siyang ifinlash yung Philippians na na passage last game number 1, game number 2. And ito namang Proverbs ang kanyang ipinakita. Well, pinag-uusapan ng Biblia ito. Ito, mahilig sa Biblia ito. Anthony Suntay, ano naman report mo dyan tungkol sa Formula Shell?
Well, alam mo, sabi ni Coach Pedro Ronquillo sa mga bata niya, the reason why we're down is because we're allowing Mobiline to set the tempo of this game. We have to take them out of their game plan para makahabol tayo. Of course, Noli, that's easier said than done. Guys?
That's right. Samantala, ito si John Best. Inside, wala. And here comes Silas Mills. Bounce pass, Espinosa losing the handle. And it'll go back to Formula Shell.
Yun ang sinasabi natin kanina, partner, no? Formula Shell likes to play a fast-paced, high-octane game. And if they force Mobiline to play that kind of a game, then Mobiline will play off rhythm. Ito nangyari. Because Mobiline tried to run and try to keep pace with Formula Shell, they lapsed into a turnover. Yan ang gustong-gusto ni Coach Perry Ronquillo. They want to set the pace. They don't want this slow down.
And now a surprise player entering the ballgame, Ginito, si Jolly Escobar, who has only played 3 games so far. In fact, only 2 games. 1 game nung championship series, he played 1 minute. Samantala si Donald Williams getting a side jumper and that cuts down that Mobiline lead to 7.
And that's a tough shot coming from Donald Williams from the side.
Not much time remaining. Alsoles, inilabas kay Silas Mills. Difficult shot, pinalibag na lamang.
You know, partner, could have been steps that time. Hindi tinawag ng referee, but here's Formula Shell again once more on the attack.
John Best.
A lot of time left.
Uy.
Oh!
Nagkakagirian na at si Glenn Capasio ang kumuha kay John Best. Hindi naman niya kaya, sabi ni Glenn. Hindi mo naman ako. Yun na lamang ang kaya kong gawin para mapigilan ka. First foul ni Glenn Capasio as Eric Altamirano talks to Gabby Cui there. Gabby Cui has seen action for almost this entire first quarter. He started out this ball game at si John Best ay pupunta sa linya. Both teams are now in the penalty. Big game 1 production para kay John Best, who has redeemed himself. At sabi nga niya sa akin, you know, it's a sweet feeling to be in the championship after that occurrence in the Commissioner's Cup. And now leading 1-0 is also sweet dahil natalo nga sila sa Centennial Cup.
Yes, I'm talking about sweet. Let's talk about something bitter naman. And I'm sure he's very bitter that the best import award didn't get dun. Kasi
I'm sure.
it's in his name, eh. Best import. Hindi napunta sa kanya.
Wala ka kayo kinito, ha? Kagaling mo lang ng United Nations. Samantala, si McClary.
He's outbounding a taller man, si John Best.
In the meantime, nasapal si Victor Pablo inside the paint.
At si Gabby Cui gumawa nun, partner, ha?
Oh, a lot of heroes on the rise here para sa Mobiline PhonePals.
Well, partner, check out the total scores of Formula Shell nung first half. Only 5 points contributed by the locals out of 31.
Mabigat yun.
Mabigat talaga yon, partner. Especially when you realize that Donald Williams is playing a so-so offensive game because of the defense
Correct.
of Mills. Yan ang pinakamalaking defensive adjustment na ginawa ni Coach Eric Altamirano, that he has put Silas Mills on.
Ito, samantala, a minute and 10 seconds gone by in the third quarter. John Best banging bodies inside. There's the foul given up by... offensive foul. It seems. Laban kay John Best. And before we talk about that, tutukan naman natin ang ating mga numero sa Dutch Boy. Ito natin kakulangan ng inside points ng Formula Shell. And John Best tried to do it that time, Kinito, pero tinawagan siya ng offensive foul. T. McClary is just having a field day here, shooting above his defenders. At mukhang nakakuha talaga ng formula ito si Eric Altamirano to stop the size problem ng Formula Shell against Mobiline.
Well, partner, so well put. No? Yes, Coach Eric is, as I mentioned, no, a master of the adjustment, and he has
Oh.
certainly come up here with key adjustments. But partner, this game is not yet over. Ito, Formula Shell, as we mentioned in the first half, is capable of hitting you with an avalanche of points, and that can happen at any time.
And it should happen if they want to come back here. They're down by 19. Under 10 minutes to play. 3 seconds on their shot clock. Silas Mills. Rebound, napulot ni Chris Jackson. There's going to be a foul. Over the back foul against Gabby Cui.
A partner in the first half, ito Formula Shell shot only 35% from the floor. Now that average should correct itself, meaning to say yung law of averages natin, baka dito sa second half, baka biglang pumutok itong Formula Shell to upgrade its shooting clip.
So yan. Well, they're due for an eruption sometime, especially Donald Williams, who has not really been able to get good looks at the basket so far, Quinito. He has only 10 points. Ito, nabigyan siya ng screen. He misses that shot, and Silas Mills almost getting the ball taken away from him. It's tapped out by Chris Jackson. It will go back to Mobiline. And when you talk about the numbers of the players, yung key players ni Perry Ronquillo, you have to talk about Donald Williams' numbers. Alam natin na si John Best will get his numbers. He's a consistent scorer. But si Donald Williams has had problems even in the early goings ng semifinals, Quinito.
O partner, totoo yan. Especially now, he's certainly having a nightmare of a game, no? Because natapat niya si Silas Mills. Pero teka, merong bago dito
Bago
ngayon.
na naman.
Si McLaren ngayon ang nakatapat kay Donald Williams. Eto, nakatapik pa yung Mobiline. What good defense.
Uy, si Silas Mills wanted to be a little fancy there. And instead, he will be forced to a jump ball.
Alam mo, partner, you have to cite the effort here of Silas Mills. He lost control of his dribble. Dapat yung turnover na.
Oo.
But what he did was he dove for the loose ball and forced a jump. So, a possible turnover was prevented by Silas Mills. Diyan mo makikita yung kagalingan nitong player na to.
At kaya
Definitely
naman,
deserving of that Best Import Award.
exactly. On the other hand, Quinito, punang-puna na parang malamya matamlay yung paglalaro ng locals ng Formula Shell. We saw Victor Pablo scoring 16 points in game number 1. Si Jerius Plana had 12. And of course, si Benji Paras had 10. But in today's ball game, sabi mo nga, dadalawa pa lamang gumagawa ng puntos dito. Plana with 3 and Chris Jackson with 2. And Victor Pablo has been even off pagdating sa kanyang depensa.
So, parang nakikita natin yung aggressiveness ng Formula Shell. Parang biglang nawala, no?
Oh,
Wala
yes.
yung kanilang intensity. And I think the reason for that is because right from the very start, sa first quarter pa lang, etong Mobiline set the tone by playing tough defense, no? Kanya bigla nilang tinanggal yung parang papuso ng Formula Shell, no?
Well, at the top of the coverage, Quinito talked about this game being a defense versus offense game, not only series, but certainly in this game number 2. And so far, defense has shown its teeth here. Muntik na mag-travel to si Team McLaren.
Palagay ko, traveling yung partner.
Mag-travel.
He took an extra step. Walang tawag yung referee. Here's another opportunity for Mobiline.
Capaccio scooting
Nakawala.
in off the glass, and he will join the elite 5,000 points. Purefoods and stayed with Purefoods until up about last year. He became a free agent. Lumipat siya sa Mobiline, a 7-time all-defensive team member. Never really known for his scoring, except maybe when he was with the FPU Tamaraos sa UAAP. But the Glenn Capaccio certainly earning his spurs as one of the best defenders among the guards that we've ever seen dito sa PBA, and he's the 44th player to make it sa ating 5,000 point club. Incidentally, today, about 4 years ago, si Mandaue City Councilor Elmer Boy Cabahog, then playing for Pepsi, also became the 34th player to make it to the 5,000 points club. And certainly now si Glenn Capaccio will join Boy Cabahog and the rest dyan sa elite circle na yan.
Oh, that's a rare coincidence. And to Boy Cabahog, isang matalik na kaibigan natin. Well, we wish him well, no?
Oh, sa
Santo
kanya,
Lucia, of course, is now resting. But we hope to see Boy Cabahog back in action.
I'm sure. In the meantime, in this ball game, Formula Shell hoping to see its offense back in action. Although yun, naagawan na naman. Ang Formula Shell, pabihira din ang depensa ang ipinapakita ng Mobiline dito.
Part na rin sa scrambling type of defense. No? Kung sino may hawak ng bola ng Formula Shell, talagang hindi pinapabayaan ang depensa. Ito naman, ang Mobiline is red hot!
Glenn Capaccio
Umuusok!
ay talaga nagbabaga po ang kamay ni Glenn Capaccio. 12 puntos na. That's his second PLDT long distance shot In the meantime, Victor Pablo forcing his way through the defense. Nakita niya na mas maliit si Glenn Capasio sa kanya, so pinilit na niya yun. And he will get a foul from Capasio, his third foul. Terry Ronquillo.
Ito Formula Shell has shot only 2 points in the entire third quarter so far. Ito si Terry Ronquillo, of course, explaining a few things to the referee.
Terry Ronquillo was very honest with himself nung sinabi niya na hindi pa tapos ng serye ito. At sinabi niya sa mga bataan niya na, pag tinalo tayo ng 20 puntos, hindi niyo ako pwedeng sabihin na lulus sa pipe, parang ihiga na lamang at manghihina itong Mobiline, ha?
At nakita nga natin si Terry Ronquillo talking to the referee. Alam mo, he's such a nice guy that even when he's a little sore, he doesn't show it. Alam mo, kanina nga, kinakausap niya yung referee. Medyo nakatama pa nga yata ito si Terry Ronquillo. Oh, yes!
McClary getting away again and nothing happening with Formula Shell. On the other hand, ang Mobiline is just kayo bayan. Noli Yala po kasama si Ginito Henson. Third quarter, especially our friends dyan sa Batangas City, lalong-lalo na sa Tanawan. Ito po, abante-abante ang Mobiline by 26. The biggest lead in game number 1 was 25. Nalampasan na yan ng Mobiline dito sa game number 2. And all of a sudden, the tables have been turned here, Kinito.
Apart na nakita natin ito si Benji Paras trying to get into scoring act. Pero, you know, ang nawala din sa Formula Shell yung kanilang passing, no? They're going too much on a one-on-one play. Ito, nakita natin si Benji Paras going up against 3 Mobiline players. Paano ka naman makakatira ng maganda when you've got 3 players on top of you? Well, maswerte nga ito si Benji Paras. He was able to pick up a foul, but he missed on his first free throw. So, more offensive woes for Formula Shell.
Still only 2 players, local players scoring para sa Formula Shell. Benji Paras trying to become the third one and he gets his first point. Actually, this is some kind of payback time para sa Mobiline. Yung game 1 loss nila was their worst loss in this conference. Their previous worst loss was only 104-94 loss. This time it was 110-90. Traveling, dapat kay Team McClary. Medyo nanggigil siya doon.
Partner, it looks like a major adjustment here on the part of Coach Perry Ronquillo as he now has ordered a full court press.
Oh.
Kanya parang sinasabi ni Coach Perry Ronquillo, giving you a taste of your own medicine, ika nga. And that resulted in a turnover.
Right now, we'll turn you over kay Anthony Sunday and a report tungkol sa Formula Shell. Anthony?
Well, alam mo, Noli, tama yung sinabi ni Ginito. That's exactly what Coach Perry did. In fact, doon sa last time out, challenge niya yung kanyang mga players. Sabi niya, do you want to win? He asked them twice. Sabi ng mga players, yes, we do. Okay, let's pick up quickly defensively, which Ginito just said. We'll see what happens.
Well, right now, this is what happened. A traveling violation against Benji Paras. Not in the game plan of Perry Ronquillo. But certainly, kung they can force a couple more turnovers also against Mobiline, they may be able to come back just a little bit just before we start the fourth quarter.
Well, looks like they're looking to trap. Pero alam mo, mabilis na gumalaw ng bola ito.
Tsaka magagaling magdala ng bola yung mga yan. Uy, kapos yung tira ni Team McClary.
Now, one thing that we've noticed here is that yung depensa ngayon ng Formula Shell is forcing Mobiline to take poor shots. So that's a second straight time that they've been able to hold Mobiline scoreless on the other end. Pero ang Formula Shell naman hindi nakaka-score.
Wala nangyayari. Yung mga ganong tira nung game 1 kay Jerry Esplana, shoot na shoot kagad yun. Ngayon, parang hindi nila makuha yung range nila.
Yung rhythm, nawala yung rhythm.
Very flat, no?
Nawala yung rhythm ng Formula Shell. Tsaka yung kanilang aggressiveness, gaya ng binigit natin kanina.
Ito sa'yo,
Espinosa.
Tony Boy Espinosa from the outside. His first PLDT long distance conversion. 9 points in the ball game para kay Tony Boy. And that lead is ballooned once again to 28 points. John Best. At may foul. Natatawagin si referee Tito Porela laban kay T. McClary. That'll be number 4 now on Mr. T. You can see some of the previous faces at Chowking. Samantala, Benji Paras with a slam dunk, his third point of the ball game. And that might just awaken a little bit itong struggling Formula Shell team. No foul.
Alam mo, partner, it could have been the 5th personal foul of McClary if he had been called for an offensive foul.
At malakas yung pagkana yun, ha? May contact doon. A second remaining, alley-oop! At masyadong mataas yung pasa. And that will go out of bounds para sa Formula Shell.
Well, so far, maganda itong pinapakitang depensa ng Formula Shell. And mukha yatang nasurpresa itong Mobiline. They have not been able to get any decent shot off.
Ang problema naman ng Formula Shell, hindi rin sila makashoot.
Yun nga lang, oo. They have been able to complement their good defense with good offense. Ito, meron silang kick-out play. Tumira sa labas. Wala.
Malakas yun. Even those shots, parang malayo eh. Hindi man lang yung pang magandang range or magandang touch.
Partner,
Kapasyo.
parang hesitant na itong Formula Shell to
Eh,
attack
ito
the
naman.
basket.
On the other hand, the Mobiline is
Tira ng tira.
parang alam nila kagad kung anong gagawin sa bola eh.
Oo, at saka even if they're missing, no, because of the yun nga, no, adjustment in defense by Formula Shell, they keep their intensity level high.
Yes. Well, Donald Williams getting a basket in the paint.
Ito yung trap. Trap
Silas
defense.
Mills.
Oh, turnover.
Yun.
Na-battled up ito si Silas Mills, partner. Maganda yung trap defense ng Formula Shell in the backcourt.
Actually, if you're gonna lose the ball in the backcourt, it's better that way na hindi maaagaw dahil yun siguradong libre, madaling 2 points yun kung naagaw ng Formula
Oo,
Shell
totoo
yun.
yun, partner. Wala na kasing defensive Mobiline.
Oh.
Nandun na sa front court.
Williams looking inside. There's the tap by T. McClary, and again, a lot of hands on that Mobiline defense.
So many turnovers on the part of Formula Shell.
64-38 mga kaibigan ng ating score. 26-point lead. And so far, itong Formula Shell has not broken the 40-point mark. Another outside bomb mula kay Tony Boy Espinosa, his second PLDT long distance conversion. Nice move mula kay Donald Williams. On the other hand, but a feeble reply para sa Formula Shell. They're still down by 27. And they've got to make their move. We're talking about Formula Shell. May foul si Benji Paras.
And that's just the first team foul of Formula Shell dito sa quarter na to.
You know, Tony Boy is only 2:54 remaining dito po sa ating third quarter. Still a 27-point lead para sa Mobiline PhonePals, who has come out here in game number by Tony Boy, stopping that fast break ng Formula Shell.
So partner, off that timeout, napansin natin itong Mobiline trying to spread its offense, no? Because parang nakikita ni Eric Altamirano, tumitindi yung depensa ng Formula Shell.
Kailangan nilang mas maraming players ang humawak ng bolang yun just to be able to spread the floor. Williams left open, elects to go in, missing that jump shot, and rebound by Tony Boy. And he streaks to the front court, gives it to McClary. Oh, goodbye!
Oh, yes!
Problema ni T. McClary.
Partner, nakita ni T. McClary ang kalaban niya.
Si Richie Dixon.
Oo, si Richie Dixon, kanya sabi niya,
Kaya
natin ito.
Yakang-yaka to.
So he was able to elevate and get that slam dunk.
29-point lead. Yan ang hindi nagagawa nila. Jerry Esplana finally getting a easy jump shot. Matagal-tagal lang hindi gumagawa ito. Under 2 minutes to play. Still a 27-point lead para sa Mobiline. McClary trying to get away. Getting away finally. He goes in. Sinusob yung depensa. Alam mo, mag-isa lamang si McClary doon. Walang nagawa yung depensa ng Formula Shell. Wala man lang screen. Pero may iika-ika ito si Team McClary ngayon.
A partner dito si Richie Dixon, pulled out by Coach Terry Ronquillo from the bench because
All defensive team and of course yung defensive player of the year. Sportsmanship award din pala sa ating bayan ng superstars para sa taong 1998. Well, malalaman nyo po yan sa linggo as the PBA holds its PBA Annual Awards dito po sa Araneta Coliseum. Ganap na ika-5 ng hapon, November 29, sa linggo na po yan. Of course, a lot of the stars will be here, not only in the world of basketball, pati na rin sa entertainment and sa ibang sports natin na yung mga pupunta sa Asian Games. So, imarka nyo na yan, partner.
Parang superstar extravaganza yun, partner.
Oo, dito sa Araneta Coliseum, 5 o'clock ang ating PBA Annual Awards on Sunday.
And watch the way Mobiline has spread the floor and then they go for the one-on-one play. McLary is the one who goes one-on-one because he's the strongest drive-in player they have on the floor.
Alam mo, parang nakikita ko itong larong ito, pero iba yung mga uniforme na naglaro. Parang ito game 1 eh. Yung Formula Shell couldn't do anything wrong in game 1. Here in game 2, it's Mobiline na parang walang magawang mali.
Partner, I think that's why a lot of fans are saying, and that's why we are saying, this is a classic series, partner, no? Because it's a game of adjustment and readjustment. Nakita natin, in game number 1, Formula Shell really showed the way.
Oh.
Ito naman Mobiline coming up with a major defensive adjustment.
Ito na naman si Espinosa, pero wala yung kanyang 3-point shot. Dixon gives it to John Best. This is going to be an easy slam dunk para kay John Best. But they're still down by 24 points with that much time remaining here in the third quarter. In game number 1, Formula Shell had the luxury of resting their imports. This time, Erical Temerano sees that this is the right moment para iupo si T. McLary. Jojo Martinez in the game. Silas Mills takes an outside shot. Wala. Rebound. Dinapik palabas. It will go to Formula Shell.
Partner, si McLary, of course, saddled with 4 personal fouls. Sabi siguro ni Altamirano, why risk a situation where he might be able to pick up his 5th before the end of the third quarter? Here's another post-up play and a kick-out.
Esplana. Inilabas kay Reggie Dixon. Sumaksak sa loob. Nilaglag kay Benji Paras. Sinagasan. Si Jojo Martin, and Benji Paras will pick up his 5th personal foul. At nakikita mo si Perry Roquillo, alam niya na tila hindi araw ni Benji Paras ngayon. Benji Paras has only scored 5 points.
Actually, maganda na ang pinakita ng Formula Shell in that offensive thrust, no? They had several touches, they moved well without the ball, but they just couldn't find the formula to stop or attack that defense of Mobiline.
Meantime, a bad pass by Silas Mills intended for Jojo Martin. Only 3 seconds remaining. Esplana touching the ball just when he had enough space. Tinira ni John Best sa kanto. Malakas. Libre si Richie Dixon sa labas. Patay! And that's a big basket right now. Just before this thing gets heated up. Let's turn you over, Ria Tanwatko. Ria, what's up there?
Well, Nolly, sa tingin ko mahirapan pa rin ang Formula Shell in this fourth and final quarter. I was listening into their last time out in the break, and Coach Eric Altamirano told his guys to just keep up the intensity, play smart, and play cool. In fact, pinagalitan pa niya si T. McLary. He said, don't get on the refs because if you do that, you're gonna lose your focus, and we don't want that. During the break, T was having his knee iced, but he's on the court and he's doing just fine. Nolly?
Well, magandang balita yan para sa Mobiline PhonePals, but talking about focus, Cuneta, in that last play, Mobiline lost its focus and now it's a turnover. Another opportunity para sa Shell to come back here. Williams kicks it out. Esplana is wide open. No! Rebound by Silas Mills.
Sabi ni Silas Mills, akin na ito. O, sandali.
Tinulak niya yun eh. Tsaka tinulak niya.
Oo. Ano yun?
Got away with that.
Yeah. Mukha yata he also walked through the ball after he pushed off. Anyway, let's
Pero
see.
sayang yun, malaking
Mangyari,
tira
oo.
ni Esplana yun.
Yes,
Tumalog
partner.
lamang.
That would have been 2 back-to-back 3-pointers to open up this quarter.
Ito si Capasio naman, babawiin, pero wala. Silas Mills unmolested for the rebound and the putback. Nasaan yung depensa ng Formula
At saka
Shell?
yung rebounding strength, partner.
Ito
No?
na eh. Andito na si John Best eh.
Walang weak side rebounding, pati, no? And that's why Silas Mills had an easy putback, uncontested, unmolested.
John Best kicks it out. Nobody's there.
Oh,
And that has been the story of their day here.
turnover once more for Formula Shell.
Si Perry Ronquillo, parang hindi malaman kung anong tumama sa kanya. And right now, he's staring at a 23-point lead. Akala niya maganda na yung pagpapasimula dito. All of a sudden, ito na naman sila. McLary's inside, turns around. That is short. Williams looking downstairs. No pass. He decides to go inside. Oh, ang ganda ng floater ni Donald Williams.
Alam mo, partner, master of the floating shot ito si Donald Williams. Not only does he get a nice dribble off before he makes that shot, but he also has a nice arch to make sure that mas maganda ang kanyang percentage.
Oh, nice pass mula kay Tony Boy patungo kay Gabby Gui. At si Gabby Gui, those are bonus points actually. 4 points in the ball game
Tsaka
para
yan
kay Gabby Gui.
Yan ang Lasal at Taneo connection ng
Oo
Mobiline.
nga. Oo.
Coming from the LaSalle player, ito si Tony Boy Espinosa, to the Ateneo player si Gabby Gui.
Outside shot ni John Best. Sablay. McClary, or rather Mills with a one-handed. Nice pass! Oh boy! Eksakto ang pasa ni Silas Mills.
Alam mo, assist na naman yun.
Parang
For
wala
Silas
ng
Mills.
dribble.
Oo, tsaka si McClary also knew exactly where to station himself to get that pass. Parang,
In the meantime, Formula Shell is just getting frustrated here. And nakita ko si Perry Roquillo signaling to his boys. Take it easy, take it easy. 76-51, a 25-point lead. Esplana. And the defense again quickly set up para sa Mobiline. Cross court, Best. Bounce pass, Esplana pulls up and he gets a back shot.
oh, you know, at this stage, Formula Shell is just looking to make the final score respectable. Because alam mo, malaking psychological advantage din ang makukuha ng Mobiline if they manage to keep this lead the way it is, no?
Parang sinasabi ng Mobiline dito, kung kaya mo, kaya ko rin.
Oo.
Pinilit ni Silas Mills and he will draw the foul. Let's see. John Best will pick up his third foul.
Alam mo, baka ang labanan ngayon is
Lipavitan, the official energy drink of the PBA. Lipavitan gets you going.
Mayang gabi sa ating mga kaibigan po dyan sa Cebu City. Noli Yala po kasama si Quinito Henson. Final 8.5 of this fourth quarter. At ang parang magkambal, ano? Benji Paras and Chris Jackson sitting down. Paras with 5 personal fouls. Samantala si Silas Mills converting 1 out of 2. At ang abante ng Mobiline, nadagdagan pa niya. 24 na puntos na ngayon at 77-53. John Best losing the handle. McClary completely taking that ball away.
oh, another turnover here for Formula Shell. Pati yung post-up play ni John Best, parang nababasa na ni T. McClary.
Oh.
And John Best not able to get good position in executing his low post move.
Nasipa yung bola palabas ni Noy Castillo. Alam natin Quinito na itong Formula Shell was parang yung llamado dito sa ating Governor's Cup, having an intact lineup coming into this conference. Right now, yung coaching staff ng Mobiline clarifying that should be a reset shot clock dahil nasipa ni Noy Castillo. But obviously, itong Mobiline nabubuhay sa kanilang imports. And today, mukhang muling namayani yung advantage ng Mobiline. At least
Kung
sa
titignan
imports.
natin, no, yung roster ng dalawang kampunanato, no, you would have to admit, as Eric Altamirano admits, that Formula Shell has a big advantage, talent-wise, no, man for man. Yung nga lang ito si Eric, he finds so many ways to win. And, you know, he downplays the talent level and he goes for strategies, no, and he makes maximum use of the roles of his player.
Sabi po nga namin kanina ni Quinito, ito si Eric Altamirano, if anybody knows how it feels to win one game and then lose 4 straight, ito po si Eric Altamirano. He lost, he was in the bench ng Pure Foods last year against Alaska. And then all of a sudden, they collapsed after winning game number 1 of the Governor's Cup Finals. They lost that series 4-1. And right now, the tables have been turned also for him. They were down 1-0, and they're looking good to tie this series at 1 game apiece. Victor Pablo with a follow-up. John Best. Hirap hawakan ng ball lang yun, ano? Para sa dalawang magkalaban dito. Espinosa, nice back pass. Al Solis completes the fast break.
Kita mo naman, partner, no? The smallest man on the floor making things happen. That's an over-the-shoulder pass. Ginagawa yun ni Magic Johnson sa NBA.
Kahit si Allen Iverson.
Oo.
Back to a 26-point lead para sa Mobiline. Williams, he has struggled all night long. And that is typical of this game.
Well, kanina nakita natin si Donald Williams.
Mobiline coming up with a basket. Outside shot ni Solis. Wala. Richard Dixon gets the rebound. Half a quarter remaining. And there's a Judy foul given up by Al Solis.
Sabi ni Al Solis, huwag ka magalit sa akin.
Oh.
Laro lang ito, walang personalan. John Best, of course,
Frustrated na rin eh.
well, he knew he had a clear path to the basket without that foul. Kanya, you're so right, no? That's the word that best describes ang feeling ni John Best at this stage, no? He is a very frustrated player.
22 points para kay John Best. only 3 boards today. That just shows that he's been off. His points will come, pero alam natin ito si John Best, inaasahan nila hindi lamang sa puntos.
Ito na naman yung play.
Oh, hey!
Mobiline. Alam mo, easy na. They have found ways to score unmolested baskets. A nice pass coming from the backcourt. Si Tony Boy Espinosa na naman ang nagbigay ng pasa niyo.
Oh, two-handed slam dunk para kay Silas Mills, and there's going to be a foul against Mills. Right now, balikan natin, alam mo, after game number 1, Altamirano uttered that mentally they weren't prepared. He said, we weren't executing our game plan. We were always late in our rotation. And obviously today, parang si Perry Ronquillo naman magsasabi niya mga katagang yan after this ball game.
Alam mo, partner, you know, it's really difficult in a best-of-7 series, especially when you play for the championship. But you come off a 20-point win with your intensity just as high. Kasi ano, you get the feeling of complacency. After you blow out your opponent, the next game, ang feeling mo, naku, kayang-kaya natin ang kalaban. And it's hard to make sure that yung level of intensity mo, nandun pa rin no, sa game 2. Ayan, palagay ko, nangyari dito sa Formula Shell. No? At ang intensity level naman ng Mobiline, napakataas in comparison.
That's true. Alam mo, actually, sabi nga ni Eric Altamirano that he really thought that it was not the Mobiline team that came out last Tuesday in game number 1. And it seems now Perry Ronquillo is also seeing a completely different team. And obviously there are many things na maaari silang pag-usapan in this after this game number 2, as this game seems to be in full control now of the PhonePals. McClary, too strong, pero may foul doon sa kanyang mag-layup. Victor Pablo will be called for that one. That'll be the second foul on Victor Pablo.
You know what will be very interesting is game number 3, and that's on Sunday, you know, because, well, assuming that Mobiline will breeze to a game 2 victory, the series will be tied, and of course, sino manalo sa game number 3 will again have an edge in terms of the win column. Kanya, and also you will expect a lot of adjustments on the part of Perry Ronquillo. Ngayon ang sinabi natin kanina, no? This series is a series of adjustments and readjustments. Utangan ito eh.
And right now, Cunito, kung yun natin pag-uusapan, anong klaseng adjustments na nakikita mo na at this moment para sa Formula Shell for game number 3?
Well, palagay ko, unang-una, no? They've got to find a way to make sure that that ball keeps on moving around. No? The Formula Shell did not have a good passing game. And I thought they were very much intimidated by the fact that Silas Mills took Donald Williams out of the game very early. Ito si Donald Williams has to be set up. Hindi pa pwedeng iwa-one-on-one niya ito si Silas Mills because he's overmatched.
Kagaya nun, nabitawan pa.
Oh.
Ni Donald Williams! Oh, ang ganda naman nun!
Okay!
Aba, Harlem Globetrotter play!
Tony Boy Espinosa off the backboard. Partner, ano kaya yun? Assist o field goal attempt ni Tony Boy?
Assist yun!
Alright!
Talagang sinadya niyang imintis yung kanyang layup, and then nandun sa likod niya si Silas Mills. Ito na naman si Tony Boy. It's showtime here.
Ito si Tony Boy has played big. And he has been playing big here for Mobiline in the absence of Patrick Fran.
Exactly.
You remember, of course, in that victory of Mobiline, in the playoff over Pure Foods, it was Tony Boy Espinosa who came to the rescue with 20 big points.
Well, today, si Tony Boy Espinosa may not be scoring the points, although he has 12 already and 4 rebounds, but he has certainly shown the kind of teamwork that Mobiline thrives on. And another pass from another guard, this time McClary getting the basket, 88-60, a 28-point lead para sa Mobiline PhonePals.
Well, this game has been broken wide open. Actually, not only in this quarter, but in the previous quarter. Pero, alam mo, hahanga ka din sa Mobiline because they have been able to maintain their level of tenacity throughout this contest. Ito na naman yung fast break pitch. Ito na naman yung easy 2 points.
Well, Cunito, sabi mo, 80 points ang barometer nito larong ito. 62 pa lamang ang Formula Shell, 90 na ang Mobiline. And you're right on target, my friend.
Well, ewan ko lang no, kung baka naman pagbigyan na ng Mobiline itong Formula Shell to score points. No? Because after all, it's less than 3 minutes to go. Pero tingnan natin kung maabot ng 80 points itong Formula Shell.
Alam mo, no matter what you say, as we see a layup by Eric Reyes, this series is turning out to be more interesting dahil all of a sudden, nakala mo itong Formula Shell is the dominating team in this series. Then Mobiline just comes out and shows that it can
Oo.
dominate Formula Shell in any game.
Well, one thing that makes this series even more interesting, partner, is the fact that now we have seen 2 blowouts, but by either team.
Oh. And we're sure to see a lot more. Although this game seems to be Mobiline's fault.
Pinned, but Mobiline, of course, with still the advantage in the boards battle.
Last 2 minutes brought to you by Hope, the largest selling luxury cigarette.
Ito, nakakuha na naman ng offensive rebound ng Mobiline. Boy at Francisco getting that ball. And another fresh 24 for the PhonePals. Wala nang import nga ang Mobiline dito.
Wala na, iniupo na. Pumasok na si Merwin Castelo at saka si Jojo Martin.
Well, actually, yung Best at saka
Umupo na rin.
Donald Williams, wala na rin dito sa larong ito. So, all Filipino casts on the floor.
Well, this is a game na talagang kalilimutan ni pipiliting malimutan ni Perry Ronquillo.
Actually, the same way na nakalimutan ni Eric Altamirano yung Game 1 loss na pagkatalo ng Mobiline.
Gusto niya nang burahin sa kanyang alaala yun.
Ito parang returning the favor lang.
Although ito, mas malaki ang labang dito. Dalawang puntos. Mas masakit yung favor na to.
May interest kasi ito. Yung payback may interest.
But certainly, Mobiline played well today. They did their homework. They knew what they wanted to do. They wanted to limit that Formula Shell high-octane offense. Cuneta Silas Mills is now already being mugged. Hindi naman mugged.
Dinudumog na siya ng mga autograph seekers. And Silas Mills can afford to relax. He is the best import of the conference.
And what a spectacular game para kay Silas Mills at saka kay T. McClary. 21 points para kay Mills, 32 naman para kay T. McClary. Together with 15 rebounds para kay Mills at 13 naman para kay McClary. So they have been extremely and simply dominating dito sa game number 2.
Part of the key, of course, to victory was the defense. In particular, the defense of Silas Mills on Donald Williams. And the second key is the fact that the locals of Mobiline really came to play.
Exactly.
Yung suporta na binigay ng mga locals ng Mobiline, antindi talaga. And kanya tuloy naturete yung depensa ng formula. Sino ba ang gagwardyahan nila? Yung ba mga imports? Kasi kumakana din yung mga locals. So it was just a nightmare of a game for Formula Shell.
Ganon din ang ginawa ng Formula Shell sa kanila in Game 1. Remember, there were 3 players among the locals who scored in double digits para sa Formula Shell back on Friday, or rather Tuesday. Sablay ang tira sa labas ni Francisco. Only 6 seconds remaining here. This may be the last shot, and Victor Pablo venting all of his frustration in that slam dunk. And that may do it dito po sa game number 2. This is history, mga kaibigan. And a big win para kay Eric Altamirano and the Mobiline Phone.